Hello there. I'm Dr. Diallo, an academic coach and a test prep expert with Study.com. Are you currently preparing to take the FTCE Elementary Education K-6 with testing code 060 assessment? This assessment is a mathematics subtest, and it covers the knowledge of integers, decimals, and fractions in base 10. If so, you are in the right spot because I'm here to help you, and we'll walk you through a few sample test questions and other test taking strategies. I'm excited. Let's get started with question number 1. A second grade class is learning how to add two-digit numbers with regrouping. Which of the following activities would best help students understand the concept of regrouping in addition? A. Asking students to solve addition problems only using mental math. B. Using base 10 blocks to represent the numbers and physically regrouping when necessary. C. Drawing pictures of the numbers and writing the addition sentence. Or D. Having students memorize the steps of regrouping without using visual aids. So the key words in the question we want to make sure we understand are that we are adding two-digit numbers with regrouping. Well, when you use base 10 blocks to learn about adding two-digit numbers with regrouping, it's like playing with building blocks to understand math. Imagine you have a bunch of tiny blocks, which are your ones, and some bigger blocks, which are your tens. When you add numbers and get more than 10 tiny blocks, you can exchange them for one big block. This shows you how regrouping works in a way you can see and touch. It's like if you have 10 single apples, you can swap them for a bag that holds 10 apples. This makes it easier to understand how to add bigger numbers together. For answer choice A, using mental math can be quite confusing to teach regrouping, so this isn't the best answer choice. Drawing pictures of numbers and writing the addition sentence is a good strategy, but utilizing manipulatives like base 10 blocks helps with the conceptual understanding for students. And for D, memorizing steps of regrouping isn't conceptual in nature and doesn't help students understand what regrouping is all about. Therefore, answer choice B, using base 10 blocks to represent the numbers and physically regrouping when necessary, is the best answer choice for this question. Which of the following numbers represents 35 hundredths? A, 0.0035, B, 0.035, C, 0.35, or D, 3.50. Well, the term hundredths, notice it has the THS at the end. This tells us that we're looking for a place value that is smaller than a whole. Therefore, this number will appear to the right of the decimal point. The term hundreds refers to the place value 2 digits from the right of the decimal point. Therefore, 35 hundredths is equivalent to 0.35. A teacher is explaining a mental mathematics strategy to the class and says, to solve 57 plus 18, you could break apart 18 into 10 and 8 first, add 57 and 10 to get 67, then add the remaining 8 to reach 75. What type of strategy is this teacher demonstrating? A, compensation, B, partitioning, C, estimation, or D, rounding. So a couple of things we want to notice here. We notice that they are discussing a mental mathematics strategy. So mental being that it's done in the head and you're thinking through the process rather than writing it down. If you are taking 57 and 18 and you're breaking them apart, breaking apart is definitely a key element of what we're looking for because that gives us some insight into which answer choice to choose. Now let's talk about the definition of A through D to find the best answer choice. Well, A, compensation. In mathematics, compensation refers to a mental math strategy that involves adjusting numbers to make calculations easier, often by rounding to friendly numbers like multiples of 10. B, partitioning. The teacher is demonstrating the partitioning strategy in this particular question. In this method, a number is broken down into more manageable parts, in this case, breaking 18 into 10 and 8. By adding these parts separately, the mental math process becomes simpler. The teacher first adds 57 and 10, and then adds the remaining 8, making the problem easier to solve step by step. This strategy helps students handle larger numbers by simplifying the addition process. So I think this is the correct answer. However, let's take a look at the other answer choices just to make sure. What about C for estimation? Well, in mathematics, estimation refers to the process of making a rough calculation of a value, number, quantity, or an extent. It involves approximating a quantity to make calculations easier and quicker, often by rounding off numbers. Estimation allows for a reasonable guess of the actual value, enabling mental calculations without needing exact figures. So because this does not give us exact figures, this would not be the best answer choice. And for D, rounding. Well, rounding means making a number simpler by keeping its value close to what it already is. The result is less accurate, but easier to use. With partitioning, you are working to get an accurate answer, not just an answer that's close to the answer. Therefore, B, partitioning, is the best answer choice for this question. A teacher is helping students understand multiplication using the area model. The teacher demonstrates how to multiply 23 by 15 by breaking it down into smaller, easier to multiply parts. So for example, first, she will multiply 20 by 10. That will give us 200. The second step, multiplying 20 by 5, that gives us 100. And for 3, multiplying 3 by 10 gives us 30. And then for 4, multiplying 3 by 5 gives us 15. The student then adds all of those partial products together. What is the final product of 23 multiplied by 15 using this method? So once you multiply steps 1 through 4 and get your answer, when you add those partial products together, you are going to get the answer of 345, which is B, because you're adding 200, 100, 30, 15 for a total of 345. So yes, the answer is B, 345. Well, I am so very hopeful that you found this video to be informative and helpful. If so, be sure and check out more videos on this channel. Please remember to like and subscribe so you don't miss out on any more of our awesome video and testing content. You can also get a lot of help from our website at study.com. As a member, you can access short, targeted video lessons, extra study materials, personalized study plans, and hundreds of practice problems. Those who have used study.com in the past have a passing rate of 92%. And don't forget to tell us what you think. Share your feedback about your experiences. Wishing you all the very best of luck. Happy studying.